What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. It's a video that I must share so that it can give you a little bit more clarity on the moves that African leaders are doing. President Addo from Ghana answered a question from a Chinese college student who was curious about the relationship and also the future when it comes to Ghana and China. I find it quite interesting in his answer, and just to give you a glimpse of what here in Africa, the strategic moves some leaders are trying to take, as well as trying to emulate their country, like some of the Western world. Now, whether or not I agree or disagree, I feel pretty confident that some of the leaders in Africa are aware that it's time now for them to build and move forward and become one of the strongest nations in the world. Who could argue against anyone who is wanting to build his country? Now, the big talk around social media has always been China has come into Africa and taking over and stealing its resources, and Africa sitting by doing anything. Before I get into this video, I'm just sharing my opinion and view on the matter. I am one who is for having relationships across the borders, across the continent, because it's about having, trading partners to where one can help the other. Each country, each continent provides its own, has its own resources that they can use as a means of trading for other resources that the country do not have, let alone produce. Africa is the continent that all nations need from out of its soil, those resources that will bring them those materials or what have you, those gems that they benefit from. And Africa is finally realizing that they too can sit at the table and make deals off of the resources that they have. So I'm proud of that. Mother Africa is standing up. She's not fully standing yet, but she is releasing the weight, shaking the weight off of her back. Those who had the thumb and the knee and the neck, she is now standing and getting to her full potential. That's all we have ever asked, is allow us to give us, without the influences of your military might, without the influence of your embargoes or your sanctions, but to allow one to reach their full potential without those influences, so that our people can have an opportunity to rise in the game that's called trading. Building the economy is one of the greatest things a country can experience. Creating a middle class, people able to take care of themselves, people able to have jobs. This is all Africa has been looking for from the time of their independence. If you don't know the history of most of these African countries, do yourself a little homework. It has been devastating since the late 50s and the 60s, when each African country got its independence, that it is not even independent, but yet dependent. But the day is coming where Africa will be fully independent and able to do for self. So watch this video, which I thought President Addo gave a beautiful answer in one aspect. This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa.
Your Excellency, it's my honor and pleasure to listen to your speech about the development in your country. I'm a freshman at Harvard College, and I'm interested in the issue with the foreign aid from China, because there's one hand saying that they bring many positive impact, especially in things you mentioned about adding value to the raw value from the agriculture sector. They might also provide more employment opportunities for people in the local area. But on the other hand, they might also might add more loans to the country, debt crisis, and other stuff. So I'm very curious from your experience in your country, and maybe also your insights about Africa in general, how do you see the current Chinese investment and Chinese growing projects in Africa, and what kind of attitude that you think that you should take for the future? Yeah, thank you.
I think we have to begin with the statistic that is the most relevant one. China today has the second greatest economy in the world. It means that everybody has to deal with China. Here, America is involved with China, Western Europe, everybody, because of the size of its economy and what it means. So yes, we in Ghana, we have a very strong and constructive engagement with China. Today, China is the single largest trading partner of Ghana. Chinese investment in our economy is quite significant, and it is in areas of great importance to us, especially in our infrastructure. The relationship has been that it's undergoing an evolution of its own, so that today we are not accepting what 10 years ago the arrangements for barter arrangements which hinged on the pledging of our natural resources for the Chinese assistance. That is gone. We've entered into an agreement, for instance, with an important Chinese corporation that is advancing a lot of money to us for us to do our infrastructure, and is going to take in payment refined bauxite products, i.e. aluminum. That was not an arrangement that we had before. It is the arrangement that we have insisted upon, and the Chinese on their side have accepted. So the relationship itself is in flux, but it's an important relationship for us. In terms of loans, we have to pay as much attention to our debt to GDP ratio as with any other country. So what is China giving to us? We have to make sure that it is within a sustainable basket for ourselves. Now, that is our decision to make. And we are not making these decisions on the basis that somebody's prepared to give us money. Somebody's prepared to give us money which will allow us to create value and assets amongst us in our situation, and therefore make it easier for us to service and pay back that loan. So, yes, we have strong relations with China. I was there last September. I paid a state visit there, and on top of it also took part in the FOCAC in Beijing. And I found it a very constructive experience, first of all, to see what was going on in China itself. I hadn't been there for over 10 years, and discovered that this single-minded determination to leave the old China behind and go towards a new future is one that I found very admirable. And it is one that I'd like to have replicated in my country and on our continent, a single-minded focus that we're leaving the old Africa behind for a new Africa of growth and prosperity. I saw that in China, and it inspired me a lot.